Alright, on to kill the Brine King, but first I gotta turn in a couple of quests. Let's see what this is. The armor on that is pretty good. What do I currently have? Yeah, that's not giving me, that's giving me resists, and... Well... I could craft lightning resist onto that. Excellent. And it's already got a bunch of sockets on it that are linked. That's amazing. So I'm gonna go craft some lightning resist on that. And there we go. Passive skill point. Do I have all of my golem stuff yet? Not yet. Now I will be able to summon 2 of them. And I believe that this quest to kill Aberrath is actually, let's see, Puppet Mistress and Cloven One. Yes, those are 2 quests that I need to do for passive points, so I will actually do those. Puppet Mistress, where is she? Is that... Yeah, I'm not sure. I think that's a little bit ahead of me. Let's see, what can I get now? I did notice in my other playthrough that if my minions are not leeching damage, they die super quick, so I'm gonna give them some life leech. These are abysses, which they cause cracks to appear in the ground, and those cracks will travel and open into a rift in the ground, and you gotta kill what comes out of it. But you also gotta pay attention on the minimap to when the cracks start to move again, because then you gotta get to the next hole as quick as you can. And sometimes it'll lead you an awfully long way. But you gotta just kill these things quick. And if you survive and get the stuff killed quick enough, then you will be rewarded with either an abyssal trove, which can give you ghastly eye gems and other special abyssal gems. You can also rarely get a Stygian Vice, which is a belt that has a socket in it for those gems. Okay, good. The trove came out. There's also a very small chance, and I don't think I've ever had that. I think I had it happen once, like when Abyss was new, where it'll actually open into a whole extra zone underneath. But I have not had that happen yet in my latest playthroughs. So, Murderous Eye Jewel. Yep, that's not for my class. So, Murderous are for melee, I believe. Ghastly Eye Jewels are for minion builds. Searching Eye Jewels are for magic builds, I think, and there's another one for range builds. I think it's like Treacherous or something? I'm not sure. But there is a special Abyss Jewel for each type of build. Now I can get another passive. I'm done with the Golem stuff. I'm gonna go... I think I'm gonna start making my way over to Eldritch Battery, just to get that out of the way. That's only a few jumps away. One more jump, and then I'll get Eldritch Battery. Whoops. There we go. Ooh, fire and cold resist, and oh, that's lightning damage. But yeah, let's see what this does. Because this one is not super great of a ring, so I can take that off. I get increased rarity of items found. My cold resist is a little bit... I could put another suffix on that, but it's already got cold resist, so... Yeah, I guess I'll stick with the ring I was using. Ooh, this ring gives plus 12% to all elemental resistances. Which one should I replace that with? This one? Yes, because I don't... This one isn't really doing me any good. So I get a bit of life and intelligence, so that means more life and energy shield, and more resists. Excellent! Oh, I already turned in the other one. Okay, now I've got Eldritch Battery, which I will spend energy shield before mana for skill mana costs, and my energy shield is on my mana instead of my life, which is... I don't quite understand how that works, but it seems to be an extra, like a little bit of a better defense bonus. I I would have to really kind of look at the math and path of building to understand that better. Yeah, and when paired with, there's a, I forget if it's an ascendancy thing or if it's something you can just get. There's a perk that makes it so that your, it's Zealot's Oath. I believe it's up here. Yep. Life regeneration is applied to energy shield instead, which, that's pretty awesome. I have it on my other character, and I do want to try to get that on this character, I think. Because you can stack a ton of life regen, and then if you have Zealot's Oath, which is making your energy shield constantly have really high regen, that means you basically have infinite mana for casting purposes. You know, if you get run out of mana by Mind Over Matter, of course, you know, that's going to be a problem. But, yeah, I'm going to be going over in that direction anyway eventually because I want to get this jewel socket right here. What path should I take? I don't want to go across here because there's nothing really there for me. I don't know if it makes much of a difference. Well, yeah, it does, because I think I'm going to want these two stats right here, or at least one of them, dexterity, extra dexterity for using haste later. And so I'm going to go up this route to get to Zealot's Oath. But I think I might do that later because I don't know if I really have that much life regen anyway. Life regen, yeah, I've only got 54 life regen. I don't think that would... I mean, that could be useful, but probably not enough for me to do that right now. I think that my next choice as for where I should go is probably gonna be... I think I will start making my way through here, through these armor things, and then I can get that extra body armor thing that I want so much. And then I can go here and make my way into this giant minion node. Ah, expeditions. I was very confused about this mechanic, but now I understand it a lot better and I'm more willing to actually do it because I'm not as likely to die. So I initially thought that the point of these things was to hit as many of these little, like pylon remnant things as possible. And I did not think that the order of them meant anything, but the order matters a lot. So, let's see. If I were to hit this one says all damage from monsters hits can freeze. That would mean that every single other spot that I blow up, all of those monsters' hits will freeze. I need to clarify what I just said there. Every spot that I blow up after blowing this one up will have that modifier. So any spot that you blow up, it gets that bonus, and then any spot after that inherits the bonuses. And it makes a big old chain of inherited bonuses that keep stacking up. So if you've got one with a remnant that's got a really nasty monster thing on it, like making them immune to physical damage or something, you want to blow that one up last, if you blow it up at all. Now, the bonuses apply too, so they would all have 300% increased rarity, which I think I am actually going to hit that. But, well, I don't want uniques. But, so yes, the order that you hit these remnants matters very much when you're doing the demolition. So, you have to kind of look at them and decide whether you want to go for a chest-centric explosion or monster-centric. Like this one says 40% increased quantity of items found in excavated chests. I gotta get back over there and kill those things. So you can see these little, like, sticks with the signs on them. You can see that some of them have chests, and then the sticks that have skulls on them will unearth monsters. these really tall ones with the runes on them, I believe that unearths runic monsters. Runic monsters are a special type of monster that are only found in expedition type encounters, and they can be pretty nasty because they have this ward that gives them an extra defensive layer, and it can be kind of, I believe it basically nullifies any damage that does not completely overwhelm the ward. So if your damage is really low, you're going to have a hard time. But you can see that the chest holes have different colors, and I think that chest is going to be really, really valuable. So I am going to go for a chest-centric chain here. So I don't really have many remnants to choose from anyway here, but at the end game you get a lot of remnants to choose from. I think I'm going to hit... Okay. On the controller, you have to hold down the left and right trigger and then press it down on the D-pad to get your explosives ready. And this is the part where you are just placing the explosives. And you want to try to get as many interesting things as possible inside of the range of the explosive. Right now I can place up to 4. In the end game you can place up to 5. So I'm going to make sure that this one hits. You can see that stuff that it's going to hit has a green glow. I'm hitting the remnant, and I'm hitting 2 chests and a runic mob. So then I'm going to... Oh, I can't quite reach that. You can unplace a explosive by hitting X, at least on controller. I'm going to bring this down just a little bit further. Okay, now all that's green. Okay, now I can reach this remnant. Excavated chest. Can't quite get... I'm using the right stick to move the explosive, by the way. I'm going to undo that again and pull it down just a little bit.
Try to go as far as you can with the detonation cord.
Ah, man. I cannot hit that yellow chest along with this. I think what I'm gonna have to do is actually just not hit a remnant. Or I can hit this. And then I can hit this.
Away from me.
This is gonna hit... Is this gonna hit 3 chests at once? It's gonna hit at least 2. It might be hitting 3. Okay, and I'll go ahead and hit this. And then once you have all your things placed, you detonate the explosives, and I like to get away as far as possible because there's a lot of stuff that comes out, and you want to kind of work on it from the edges instead of being trapped in the middle of it. All kinds of stuff is dropping. Nice. And then I can run around and open up these chests, and I'm getting cool stuff out of them. So these expedition guys, there's 4 of them, I think, and this one is the one that lets you gamble for items. Now, on the very right there, you'll see that there are currency items that I have picked up. And I wish that she would shut up. There we go. There are currency items on the right, and they are specific to expeditions. You can't get them anywhere else, I don't think. Maybe in heists? I don't know. But every character that is involved with expeditions has their own type of currency that you need to get to trade with them. There is one character that will let you sort of like exchange certain currencies for others, but it's really specific, and they also give you the ability to re-roll your vendor screen for that thing called Astragali that I picked up. That is the currency that lets me re-roll this window. And a lot of people really like this character in particular, Gwenin, because she has these items that you can gamble for. Well, all these, when you buy them, they have a chance to turn into a unique. So what people really like to gamble for is heavy belts and leather belts, because that can give you Mage Blood or Headhunter, respectively. I think Headhunter is a leather belt. I could be wrong on that, but I know the Mage Blood is a heavy belt. So I don't see any of those on this screen, so I'm going to go ahead and just re-roll this screen and use the Astragali there. So I didn't get a heavy belt this time either, but I will go ahead and just buy something just to... Oh, there's a leather belt. Let's see what that turns into. I was going to absolutely crap myself if that became a Headhunter. I think I don't know if it would even happen this early in the game, but that would have been super funny to do on this video. But yeah, it basically is like getting a pickup in the world, but you are able to choose specifically what item type comes out of it, and you have to pay expedition currency for it. So that is how Gwenin works, and that is a kind of a crash course on how expeditions work. Then you get a locker that you can put in your hideout, and you can store certain things in it. You can store the reroll currency. It stores all of your expedition-specific currency. So it's a system that's kind of confusing at first, and you might not really even be able to use it all that much until you've done, a fair amount of endgame mapping. But it is definitely something that you do not want to ignore, because the potential of it is pretty high. There's one character that you can haggle with that you can get quite a lot of currency items from him by you actually have the option to literally haggle with him. He gives you the choice of trying to lowball him, but he'll argue back and forth with you. Sometimes there is a chance if you argue too low, he will actually keep the item. He just won't sell it to you. So it is a little bit of a chance thing, but I have found that most of the time, if I ask to pay only half of what he's asking, then he will give me another range to work in, and then I kind of go halfway in that, and it basically just drills down into one value, and then I get, my currency that I wanted. So I really like the haggling guy because of crafting. Now, what the hell was I actually doing here? Oh, yes. I need to go to the... I forgot to get the waypoint there. Maybe I should have, but... I gotta kill the Brine King, which is... Yes, he's near here. I love this Guardian guy so much. I can't really place him reliably. When I cast him, he basically goes off screen. But I have learned that what I ought to do is basically cast him and then dash to him, and then everything that comes up to him basically dies. So that is really cool. This one's going to be a mostly monster-focused one because the only chest bonus is just increased rarity, and since I'm not looking for uniques anyway, that's not super important to me. But the other remnants are giving runic monsters rare stuff. And more of it. So, I do want to kill the monsters. Get my detonators ready. So, let's see, what direction do I want to go here? Yeah, I think it's just right down to here and across. I might even be able to get away with doing this. Oh, not quite. Just barely. Not many monster poles here, though. Oh, here's a group. All right, that's good. This is the guy that lets you haggle. So, is that? Oh, that's a murderous eye jewel. I don't care about those, but, I do care about... Do I want chromatic orbs, or... Oh, there's a lot of... Actually, I gotta go open the other chests first. See if I can get some more remnants. Nope, doesn't look like it. Is there anything here I can haggle for? Okay. Well, I'll at least show you... I could probably get these for less than it's listed. So I'm gonna try to buy these Chaos Orbs, and the way this works is that at the bottom there, you can actually pick a price that you want to pay. So I'm gonna go at about halfway. And then he gives me another range that he's willing to go in. And so I'm gonna go at the bottom of that. And then I'll go not quite to the bottom of that. Hmm? Okay, he wanted 16. Alright. So I was able to get it for less than the price it was actually listed. So that is how haggling works. And it's a really good way to get little stacks of currency. I think Tujin is my favorite. Although the day that Gwenin gives me a mage blood, maybe she'll become my favorite. Oh, that was, oh yeah, this is prismatic or chromatic stuff that I wanted to sell. Since I have an open jewel socket, I might as well put something in it. Ah, chaos resistance. Yep, I'll take that. What the? I just got an exalted orb? Oh. Those are immensely valuable endgame currency. Especially in SSF, they are super, super rare. Because while there is a vendor recipe for Chaos Orbs and Regal Orbs, and a couple other currencies, there is no vendor recipe for exalted orbs, which means that every single one you get is beyond precious. And you have to really think about what you gotta really be sure that you want to try to use it for the purpose of it. It augments a rare item with a new random modifier, but it actually has better uses than that. It has, there's things in crafting that you can do that, can I jump? Oh, wow! Where you can basically make it to where, cutting in with my other character in Standard, there were a couple of things that I said here about exalts that I kind of got wrong, so I'm just going to show you here that there are things on the crafting bench that cost exalts that are super valuable. Like +2 to level of socketed support gems. That's really valuable. You can get one that's just flat increased damage, and it's not even increased physical or increased magic, it's just increased damage. And there's increased damage while leeching. You can increase gem quality on an item by using an exalt on it. 100% chance to avoid being frozen, although there's a god power that can give you that, so I don't think that I would bother spending this on that. But yeah, there's some really exotic things that you can get by using exalts. But you gotta use it on an object that you're really sure that you're going to be using for a while, because especially, like I said, in SSF, exalts are so rare. But yeah, that is a little look into what those are all about. So when you get an exalt, don't use it to roll a random modifier on an item unless you are, very experienced in crafting and you know that's exactly what you want to do with it. Don't just use them willy-nilly. And so begins the start of Act... Is this Act 7? Yep, Act 7. Got through a whole act in 2 videos. That's a lot better than I was doing at the beginning. I've got 2 passive points to put in. Let's see. I wanted to start working in this direction. Yep. So I want to go here and then here. Do I have any orbs of regret yet? No. Okay. Because I've still got some passive points near the Marauder tree that I could really stand to get rid of. But that's going to be it for now. Remember, 1 like equals 1 prayer for pants.